What up? This is Terry, Remlap, Alabama, chrome plated kennels. Just want to give y'all a up to date on what's been going on here. We have been slowly but surely making progress on our kennels. We've been expanding, preparing for our first litter of puppies that's going to be coming soon. Hopefully by the end of this year. Hopefully starting into the bullies this year. But let me just take you around and show you a little bit of what we got going on. So we built this kennel here, and everything's going to be kind of matching up to this. This kennel is, this is Delta, and this is Thor, our first male and female. The only thing I don't like about them is they are CKC registered, and I prefer to get into AKC, and I prefer to get into the European style of Doberman. Now, one thing I've learned about Doberman, period, is they need a high fence. So I don't know if you can tell, but this cattle panel here, it's not tall enough. So what we did was we added another 8 inches by putting this 2x8 along the bottom and putting that on top of that, and then we meshed them together. So when you don't have a lot of money to get started, you do with what you got. So we have done with what we had. Now, I'm not really a big fan of these 10x10 chain link 6-foot high dog kennels. For me, they're cheap made. You know, it doesn't take much for a dog to like tear them up. And they've tried over the years to improve them by putting like this metal strip down here and kind of wiring it to it, stuff like that. But still, what you wind up with is stuff like this, because they tear holes in the fence and they just ruin it. And it's irritating because you spend so much money on these things. I don't know who you are, and I don't care who you are. $200 for a dog kennel is a lot of money, okay? So when you're buying these just for a dog to tear them up, it's frustrating. It's very irritating. So we are working on improving the kennels in that aspect. And what I have learned is, if you take like wood, these 2x6s, if you see right here, we took 2 of them, one on each side, and we screwed it to the fence. Now they can't tear through that, okay? It's going to take a really tough dog and be really bored to tear through that. So we're working on getting our stuff better. And as we improve as a business, as we start having puppies, we'll be able to upgrade our kennels and things like that. But getting started, for anybody out there that thinks you got to have like $10,000 to get started on dog kennels and raising dogs and things like that, you don't. Let me, Terry, from Remlap, Alabama, show you how you can build a kennel and get started cheap, and you don't have to spend a whole bunch of money. First of all, you can get online, and a lot of people are getting rid of panels, and it doesn't matter if it's a tore up dog panel, if it's a incomplete fence panel, whatever, you can use it. You just patch along and as you go. Now this right here, as you're seeing, it is a 10x10 panel there. There's one panel in the middle, and there's one panel on the end. And then we've got one on the far side and one right here at us. Now, I know what you're thinking. There's no way to get into it. There's no doors. Well, I researched online, and I had a hard time finding a double door dog kennel panel. So what I've got plans on doing is building my own double door panel. And all I have to do is get me some wood, put on each side, frame it out, cut the fence out in the middle, lay the fence on the ground, frame it, and then put it on here with hinges and latch it. Boom, you got your double door panel. All right, so that solves that problem, and it probably wouldn't cost me as much, because a lot of this wood you see here, I've had people over the years that have been like, well, we want to get rid of our porch, you know, it's falling apart, that sort of stuff. And what you'll find is the framework, the skeleton work is still good. Now the planks on top, of course, they're ruined by the sun and the weather. But if you can get the under, like this right here, this came off of a porch that I tore out. Okay. They actually paid me to take that porch apart. And so what I did, it was a little bit of work, don't get me wrong, but I took the boards and I drove the nails back. I took all the nails out of the board. And then I was able to reuse and repurpose this right here 2x8, okay? So I don't know how much 2x8s are, but I know if you get a bunch of them, they're not really cheap. But these were free, didn't cost me anything. I actually got paid to get them. Okay, so if you look in here, I got these things here. They're kind of like tarps, kind of like cardboard, a mixture of tarps and cardboards. I'm not really sure what you call them, but they are used on top of the kennel to protect from the sun and from the rain. And then they're actually, I put them on the sides too, and I just drove screws. You know, these screws are really cheap, easy to get a bag of them or anything like that. I drove it into the sides of them to hold it to the side of the panel. Now, you got this on the inside, but on the other side, as you can see, it is the cattle panel, okay? And the reason I did that was because, number one, this puppy, Thor, he can get out of these holes. Now, she can't. She's too big to get out of this. I have to actually let her out, okay? But he can get out, and as he grows, he won't be able to get out. But if they had puppies, the puppies would be able to get out of this. So I put this on it, and I'm probably going to put this on this gate here too later on. But you know, it's a process. Okay, so this gate is here. This is already set up for another run. All right, and so what I did was, I'll just take you back here and show you what we got going on. What we did was, we put this big box that I also got free on the back of this thing. So now they have this humongous box, and it's something like 4 foot wide by 4 foot deep, and then it's 2 foot high, maybe 3 foot high, but it's huge. It's really big, and so I put this together. It's got a bottom, so they're not on the ground down there. We put wood shavings in the bottom of this thing for the dogs be more comfortable for them. And we made this with a handle here. So when she has her first litter of puppies, then we can take this latch off and we can let the dogs out of the kennel, and then somebody could come back here and we can show the puppies off. And when buyers come in, they're able to view and look at the puppies at a close distance without the mama dog having to worry about getting on them and stuff like that. So again, I took these free panels here, and I just bought me some angle brackets and put over here on the inside. You can't see them on the outside, but I put the angle brackets, I screwed them into the side of the building and screwed the other side into these boards, and it covers this area right here. And I don't really have to worry about them getting out right there. And then here, I've still just got to cut this off, all this excess off, to where, you know, you don't hit yourself and knock yourself out. But again, you know, that's what we've got so far on that. And we're walking through this gate here, which will actually be the second half of this side of kennels. So we're going to have 2 kennels on this side, and we'll eventually have 2 kennels on that side. And then we've got this central area here. It's a little bit bigger than a 10 by 10. I think it's like 10 by 13, 14, something like that. And this is just in case, like if the dogs get out here, if they get out of one of these areas here, then they've got this area right here to catch them first. Also, I can use this pen as a training pen. I can use it as an area to help with the mating process and the breeding process, things like that. So that's what we got going on there. We're going to continue on. Watch out, Thor. Let me shut this gate back. So we've got here this is the family area. This is where my kids play. It's where me and the wife and the kids all hang out, and we just, you know, just chill out here in the shade. We let them play on the swing set and slides and things like that. They have a really good time. This part of the privacy fence that I put up here, yeah, I ain't saying it's professionally done. I did it. I'm an amateur, but it's done. So we've got this area right here that we're going to be organizing this mess, this chaos. This is where my dog food is going to go. It's where my refrigerator is going to go. My dewormers, all those things are going to go right in here. Okay. And we've got this pressure washer. Let me explain about this. This pressure washer, we use this with a bleach solution every Saturday to clean out this kennel. We haven't done it yet today, but that's on the list of things to do. So we get the dogs out, we let them run and play, we close this kennel door back, and we're able to clean all this area up. Now, of course, during the week, we come out here every day, we scoop the poop out of there, and we make sure there's no worms, the feces is not runny, things like that. Make sure the dogs are staying healthy. We take care of their water, make sure they got clean buckets on Saturday. Now, they're given fresh water daily as they need it. No sense in wasting water. If a dog is not drinking a lot, during the summertime, of course, they drink more. But anyway, so in here, this is where, once all the chaos is decluttered here, this is where we're going to keep up with all our information. Our dog records, the calendar to keep up with heats and new puppies and the prices, receipts, everything that we do for the dog business. This is where we're going to keep up with all the paperwork and things. All right. And so, and just in case you're curious, right now this is what we got for the bigger dog, Delta. This came from Tractor Supply. What I don't like about it is, yeah, it may be healthier. It could be better for the dog, but it's 18 pounds. Yeah, 18 pounds. That dog will go through 18 pounds like it's nobody's business. Okay. Now the puppy, she's on Purina Puppy Chow. And right now we're actually feeding both dogs the puppy chow because they're together. And that's the reason why we're trying to expand these kennels and make more, because they really need to be fed separate. Because what I found is when I'm feeding them, they'll both eat out of the same bowl, and then one of them will run over and eat the rest out of the other. So one of them is getting more food than the other, and I don't like that. Anyway, if you got any questions, one thing has changed since our last video. Our phone number now is 205-518-1910. And if you don't get anybody to answer, if you'll just send a text, be more than happy to give you a call back. And again, whenever we get ready to do another video, I'll update you. Till then, be blessed, happy Easter, and have a good weekend.